Hey, Dan Coachman along with Bora for NorCal Sports Network with a video on Pete Alonso and why the San Francisco Giants need to sign him ASAP. Before we get into that, let us thank our sponsors of this video. That would be Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, if you have any legal issues you need help with, check out the link in the description or give them a call at 415 613-9483 and tell them NorCal Sports Network sent you. Also, we're sponsored by Better up in the top right-hand corner there, BETR, the official daily fantasy sponsor of NorCal Sports Network. Click on the link in the description or download the app and use the promo code NCSN for a deposit match up to $250 plus a free pick. Go do it now and enjoy. All right, Bora. Giants have done 2 signings this year. Adames got everybody pretty excited right around San Francisco thinking, yeah, but look at Buster. He struck early. He is turning this franchise around. He ain't messing around. And then we wait a month and they get the 42-year-old Justin Verlander, who some people think they're happy with it. Other people don't like it at all. I'm kind of in the middle of it. I'm kind of like, it could work out. It's $15 million, but I don't know. But for the life of me, I don't understand what they're sitting on, waiting on Pete Alonso. There's all the first basemen went early. They went like 5, 6, 7 of them in a matter of 2 or 3 days, it seemed like. And it was like, okay, Alonso's left, but there's only like 2 teams, maybe 3 teams that it sounds like Alonso's talking to, and that's maybe the Mets still. We're hearing that he's out on the Mets. Then we're hearing Toronto. We hear San Francisco. The Giants get thrown in there. Is there a surprise team that could come up and grab Alonso? What is going on, and why aren't the Giants going after Pete Alonso?
I have no clue. Pete Alonso should be a must sign for the Giants. They need Pete Alonso. In a few minutes, we'll pull up the comparison between Pete Alonso and Lamont Wade Jr. I'll give everybody a hint. It's not close. But they need to sign Pete Alonso. And it's not like it's going to take $30 million. Anthony Santander just signed a few days ago. 5 years, $92 million. Opt out after the 3rd year. It can be 6 years, $110 million if the Blue Jays void that opt out. That's what, $18 million a year?
Just over 18, 92. It's like 18.5 million.
Yeah, that's nothing for a slugger who hit north of 40 home runs, I believe, last year.
Think of this, Bora. The Giants signed Yaz to $9.2 million. That's half. Imagine if they went and got Santander, a 44 home run guy last year, instead of Yaz. Basically, there's a $10 million difference.
Yeah,
think of it that way.
It doesn't make any sense. Yaz is a discussion for another day. But I mean, the market right now is low. Pete Alonso is not going to cost $30 million. It's not going to be a 5-year, $150 million deal. It's not going to be like that. It's probably going to be a 3 to 4 year deal, maybe a 5th year. Like you were talking about earlier, a club option for a 5th year, something like that. It's not going to cost much. I'm thinking 23 to 25, maybe. Remember, Christian Walker, he signed 3 years, $60 million, right? So that's 20 million AAV.
The Mets offered 370 reportedly.
Yeah, the Mets offered 3 years, 70 to Pete Alonso. That's what the market is right now. That's the realistic market right now. And I know Pete Alonso wants to get more. It's looking a little bit like the Matt Chapman of last year, where he thinks his market is way higher than it actually is, when in reality the market's just lower. I mean, the Santander signing was really shocking to me when it came out, because I thought he would sign for like 22 to 25 million. It's just over 18 million. That just gives you an idea of where the market is, and the Giants have the money. I know they're just about 20 million under the CBT, and I know they want to stay under the CBT. If they really want to do something, they can make a trade. They can trade Yaz. They can trade a Wilmer Flores or release a Wilmer Flores. They can trade a Taylor Rogers to get that money off the books.
You can
they
get
can
35
push it
million
around.
you can get about 35 million off the books by doing this. 9 million for Yaz, 10 million between Flores and Wade. So there's 19 million, 11 million for Rogers. There's 30 million, 4 million for the backup catcher, Tom Murphy. There's $34 million right there. And you really haven't moved any. If you got Alonso, he replaces your Wade and Flores, and you have no need for those guys. And now you've 34 million, you pay Pete 23 to 25, you're still positive net $9 million. And you don't even have to do all of that. I mean, the Giants still have about 20 million to spend. So they really only need to move, one guy, and they can stay under the luxury tax. And I understand why they want to stay under the luxury tax, because once you go down under one year, it resets. And so the next year, the penalty, you're not going to get, if you do it 3 years in a row, you end up getting real penalized. Like they went over this year, it would be 2 years in a row, and then they wouldn't be able to go over next year. So I see what they're saying. I think, Bora, here's a thought. In football, you have pretty much, some people say it's a pretty hard cap. I don't know. It seems like it gets pushed around, soft cap,
around,
manipulate it. But it's still, when you have a football player that's a bad contract, it does affect your team and what you can do. Because, like you look at Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson, worst contract in football, and they can't do anything about it. It's guaranteed money, and he's not even going to be playing. So it affects their team, and it's going to keep them down. In baseball, there's no cap. This is why the Dodgers are just going to town,
Sky's the limit.
There's no cap. It's just money. And you know what? They're making so much money. And if you sign Pete Alonso and it doesn't work out, you probably can trade him. Or if you have to eat the contract, it's not that bad. It's just money. But if he works out, it's literally a Pete Alonso home run. He's a home run hitter. It's a home run signing if he does what he's done. Think about this. Pete Alonso, Giants haven't had a 30-plus home run hitter since 2004, Barry Bonds. Only team in baseball during that period not to hit 30 home runs by a player. One player hitting 30 home runs. So Pete Alonso would be that guy. Oracle Park is not detrimental to right-handed power hitters at all. Okay. So it's 391 to straightaway center. It used to be 399. It's 391.
Matt Chapman hit 27 home runs last year.
Yeah, he hit 9 of them, though, only in Oracle, though, unfortunately.
Okay.
He hit 18 in 18 and on the road, 9. We were just looking that up the other night. So, and Michael Conforto but he was a lefty. Michael Conforto hit 23 in Oracle. But Pete Alonso, he's hit 7 home runs there as a lifetime ball player, 75 plate appearances. So one every 10.75 at bats or something like that. 10 point, whatever it is. I have just over 10 plate appearances. He hits a home run, which is greater than Citi Field, greater than Cincinnati's ballpark, which is a bandbox. It's greater than Philadelphia, which is a big home run hitter park, and he's played there a lot. So I don't think it's an issue, Oracle Park, for Pete Alonso. So I got to believe that if the Giants can sign Pete Alonso, the lineup stretches out, you get a legitimate cleanup hitter. Now everybody moves down a slot, and that makes them much more viable, a more explosive offense. What did this team have trouble with last year?
Hitting with runners in scoring position.
How many? A couple of times. I mean, a couple of years in a row, right?
Definitely, yeah.
So
it's been a rough stretch.
Yeah, and if you looked at Pete Alonso's numbers as a ball player, his career, when you look at him with driving in runs, He has had years of 120 RBIs, 131 in 22, 118 in 23. Last year was a down year, 88. But look, I think he's had 3 years of over 100 RBIs. His 162 game average is 112 RBIs. Look, the Giants haven't had anybody like that anywhere. What are you waiting on, San Francisco? What are you waiting on, Buster Posey? Get this done. Show Giants fans that you are interested in winning and competing. You're not going to hold up Bryce Eldridge. Bryce Eldridge is a year away. He could come up in 25, but let him develop. He's kids, what, 19, 20 years old, Eldridge?
19, I think.
Yeah, let him keep developing his skills. Don't have to rush him. And that gives you more time. And Alonso, to me, looks like a perfect type of DH.
Alonso is the type of hitter that opposing pitchers and opposing teams scout for, and they scout against, and they're like, okay, who is in the Giants lineup? Last year, it was Matt Chapman. That's pretty much it. Towards the end of the year, once Ramos got more acclaimed in the big league level, it was probably Ramos as well. But with Pete Alonso, opposing hitters are afraid of Pete Alonso. Opposing pitchers, I should say, are afraid of Pete Alonso. He is a bona fide, I'm not going to say superstar, but he's an all-star. He's won home run derbies. He is a home run hitter. And it's not like you have some other guy in front of him, like a Lamont Wade, that's just completely blocking him. That is productive.
Oh,
I mean,
you mean this Lamont Wade?
Yeah, exactly. This Lamont Wade.
Okay, there's your choices. There's your 24 season, guys. You could have Wade, who hit 8 home runs to Pete's 34, RBIs 88 to 34. I mean, the only thing Wade did is he walked a lot, and so he got on base, higher on base percentage, batting average a little higher, but look at the OPS plus is not bad for Lamont Wade, actually 121. But
what does it matter if Lamont Wade walks if no one can drive him home? Because the Giants just don't have anybody to drive him home. That's the problem.
Great point. Great point. So it's the Giants have a golden opportunity. Here's what I would do, Bora. I would, if Pete's getting 3 years, 70, and the Giants pretty much overpay to get their guys. It's just what they have to do to get hitters. They overpaid for Chapman. They had to give him 6 years when probably shouldn't have got more than 4 at his age. He's going to be 32 this year. I think they slightly overpaid for Adames, giving him 7 years, but I'm okay. He's only 29, but the back end of that might be rough, but that's what you have to do. So if the league's offering him 3 years and no one else seems to be going after that, why not go 4? Why not go 4 years and offer him $100 million contract, 25 a year? I mean, that's a little bit, Christian Walker got 360, right? 3 years, 60, 20 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you went 490, I bet you can get him. And 490 is what? 22 and a half a year.
Yeah.
22 and a half. So you're paying more than Walker. I bet you 490 gets it done. But you know what? You got the money. Go for 100. Give him an opt-out after the second and third years. If he wants to walk, just don't give him. I don't know if I'd want to give him the opt-out after the first year, because I think it'd be nice to say, you know what, we got, or, if you don't want to opt out at all, give him the 4-100. Say, hey, look, you're guaranteed $100 million, 4 years. And you know what? We'll give you a 5th year club option. So if you perform, you'll get 125, and we'll buy you out for 10 million. So you still get 4-110.
Make it 130.
Yeah. And you know what? If you do that, what do you have a shot at? If Pete Alonso's in the lineup, Chapman's in the lineup, Adames, Ramos, now you got some hitters. You might have a shot at a guy like Kyle Tucker next year.
Exactly. Or you wouldn't have a shot at Vladdy Guerrero, but you would have a shot at some other stars, because now you have Willie Adames, you have Matt Chapman, you have Pete Alonso, you have Elliot Ramos. Let's say Tyler Fitzgerald continues his ways. Let's say Bryce Eldridge comes up and he's looking like a star. Then now you have a legit lineup that free agent hitters would want to come play for you. And that's what you need. You need to make, like Ned Colletti said, you need to make San Francisco a destination. And Pete Alonso, in our opinions, is that first step into making San Francisco a destination.
Yes. Yes. And dare I say, do I bring up my dimensions of the ballpark? Guys, that's another time, but I'm telling you, I've looked at the dimensions of this park, and if you brought in right center field from way out there and cut off Triples Alley, made it a nice curved fence, 385, you'll attract those left-handed power hitters. I'm telling you, you could do it, man. So anyway, this is our take. We think the Giants need Pete Alonso. I mean, if you weren't going to go after Pete Alonso, Alex Bregman's a heck of a hitter too. But then you could play him at second and make Tyler Fitzgerald a super utility guy that moves all around. The Giants need bats. That's what we're saying. We're basically saying the Giants need some hitters. And for one, I would love to see Alonso, because you know what? He would be fun to watch. He hits some majestic shots. And you know what? We've seen Andres Galarraga rip one to the deepest part of left center, almost hit the glove out there. It seemed like this guy, Pete Alonso, would be hitting balls out, and it will excite the fan base. It'll be fun to go to the ballpark, watch a lineup that actually has some really good hitters. And I think it would make the Giants just much more entertaining team and a competitive team that might make the wild card.
And Greg Johnson, you would be able to sell jerseys. People would buy a Pete Alonso jersey. That's
number 20.
That's what you're looking. Exactly. Number 20, Pete Alonso.
There we go. I hope that's not a retired number by the Giants. I don't think it is. I think most of the numbers that were retired by the Giants were some of the smaller numbers. And then let me see. I'm just going to double check that just to make sure. Oh, Monty Irvin. Monty Irvin. I forgot. Monty Irvin wore number 20. All right, Pete.
Sorry, Pete. Here's another million. You got to pick another number.
Pick another number, Pete. Yeah. How about we'll give you 2.1 million. You choose 21. If Elliot Ramos doesn't grab it.
4 years, 102.1 million.
There we go. For your jersey. Come on, Pete. Come on, Greg Johnson. Authorize the Giants to spend some money. Buster, go get it done. All right. That's our take, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Comment in the comment section below. We read them. We try to get back to as many as possible. Thanks again for watching. And again, like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. We'll catch you on the next video, everyone. Take care.